Hello, it has been a very long time since I have given you guys any new art. So I wanted to give you guys some art. I've been working on this for a while, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. This lovely girl right here is China Canada James. She's a friend of mine that I work with, and we have a podcast coming out. So I wanted to do the cover art. She was gracious enough to allow me to do it. So I'm going to take you through what it took to come up with this art. So the program that I use, that I'm most comfortable with, is Procreate. And just for all you guys that, poo-poo digital art, I really enjoy this medium of being able to create for a few reasons. I was trained classically, so I do know how to mix my colors. I know all that stuff. I know about proportion, all that stuff. But what I love about Procreate is I don't have to do it. I can pull the colors right off of the picture. I can pull them right out of the internet, and they'll be very true. So it takes that part of the process over. Another part that I think you can see is that there are different layers. So like you see here, the hair is behind the head. I can do the hair on a totally different layer and then merge it to the original piece. As you can see, I was playing around with what version of myself I wanted to put in here, and I found the best one. So this is the one that I decided to use. When I first started using Procreate, I was a little ashamed of the fact that I would trace. And then I did my research, and most artists do trace. Just so you guys that are just starting out or trying to understand your art, tracing is not a problem at all, because you can trace anything. It's the filling in that makes all of the difference. So at the beginning of this video, and hopefully you guys are still with me, China and I decided a while ago to bump heads and come up with a podcast for each other. We have great banter with each other, and but we come from like two different worlds. She's young, I'm old. She's all about, I'm all about the plant life. That's my thing. For those of you that are on my art channel, I do have a plant channel, Jean Loves Plants, at Instagram.com. And she's at Mommy Faceted, also on Instagram. Her whole thing is sex, and we all love sex. I love sex. You love sex. We all love sex. If we didn't love sex, we wouldn't be here. But not everybody loves plants, right? And here's the interesting thing. There are so many parallels between the plant world and sex and humans. Like, we share so many commonalities. So her and I came together with this podcast, and we're going to break down some of those myths, some of the confusion, and see how the worlds pair together, basically seamlessly, with a focus on sex. So back to the piece. Right now what you're seeing is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different layers. At the end of the piece, I'm going to merge all those layers into one piece. And that's about it. I'm almost done with this piece. And again, this is the cover art for my new podcast called Talkin' Dirty. You can find us on YouTube at Talkin' Dirty the Podcast. On Instagram, friend us guys at Talkin' Dirty on IG. You can follow China at Mommy Faceted on IG. And you can always go to my plant channel, Jean Loves Plants, on Instagram.com. And Jean Loves Plants, the #1, on YouTube.com. Can't wait for you guys to tune in.